For this problem, we are solving the equation for y prime. There are no fractions to address at this point, but there are parentheses. So we want to go ahead and get rid of those and distribute this negative that's here after the 2x, the subtraction, distribute this negative through. So what that will look like once we do so is 2x minus xy minus y times y prime plus 2y times y prime equals 0. We do have two like terms. The y prime terms are the same. One has a coefficient of -1, the other has a coefficient of +2. So if we rewrite and combine those, you have 2x, subtract xy. Excuse me, I'm pretty sure there's a prime on there that I forgot. Xy prime plus y times y prime equals 0. And we'll take this 2x term that doesn't have a y prime on it and subtract it over to the right-hand side. So on the left-hand side, we have negative xy prime plus y times y prime equals 0. I'm sorry, equals negative 2x. Then from there, the y prime, we can go ahead and factor out. Sometimes you'll see the fact that the leading term, since there's a negative on it, sometimes they'll factor out a negative. So if I do a negative y prime, that'll leave me with a positive x, but then you'll have to subtract on the y, and that equals a negative 2x. The only reason that that really benefits us from doing anything, or helps us, same thing, is that now both sides have this negative multiplied to a quantity, and you can divide through by -1 and rewrite this as y prime times x minus y equals a positive 2x. And now when we divide by x minus y, you have an answer that doesn't have a negative coefficient, it doesn't have a negative leading term, and you get that y prime equals 2x over x minus y, which is the final simplified solution for this problem. I do want to go through and just address the fact that had you not factored out the negative, what that would have also looked like, or could have looked like. So if we go back to this step and just factor out the y prime, and you're left with a negative x plus y equals a negative 2x. If you divide by negative x plus y, you get a similar answer, but everything has a different sign. If you want to compare those two answers, if you see what I mean here. See, the 2x is negative on the left one, the 2x is right up here. X is negative versus x is positive, y is positive versus y is negative. Algebraically, they're the same thing. A lot of times, though, in math textbook and math software, you'll see positive where it can be positive, and leading coefficients is positive wherever that's possible. But again, it's just some algebra manipulation to get you to the final step, final answer of 2x over x minus y.